So having completed my first brigade for my 6mm Napoleonic project, I've been considering how I demonstrate on the table the state of a unit. Now, having spoken to James Wright and having a look at some of the rule sets out there, it seems to me that Napoleonic rule sets don't really focus on casualties so much, but they look at how the unit is faring, such as in Black Powder, they use the term shaken and disordered. And of course, when we come to play games, we need to be able to demonstrate or be able to mark units with their status. Now, a while ago, I picked up some markers for Black Powder. I picked up some shaken tokens and some disordered tokens. And to be quite honest, these will work quite nicely, but I'm not really sure I want a bunch of tokens sat around behind units. It's another thing to move, it's another thing to think about. It does detract a little bit from the aesthetics. So I've been scratching the old noggin and I've come up with a bit of a plan. Now, in James Wright's up-and-coming rules that he's working at the moment, each unit gets a certain score, which is sort of like a break point for them. And what he's done is he's used the casualty figures from Bacchus miniatures, and he's put them on round bases, which he then puts behind units. Now, I like the idea, but I thought I wanted to do something a little bit different. And having spoken to my friend Mark Backhouse, I got a little bit of inspiration for an idea that I could use. Again, using Bacchus's casualty figures, but deploying them on the table in a slightly different way. So today, I thought I would show you what my plan is in case it might be useful for you. So without further ado, let's jump down to the workbench and let's see how I make them. And welcome to the workbench. So we're going to go straight into step one, and that is we're going to take our figures and we're going to clean them up. So what I've got here is a strip of casualty figures from Bacchus Miniatures, and what I'll do to start off with is using a hobby knife, a craft knife, very carefully. I'm just going to smooth off or file off any bits of flash that means that the figure won't sit flat. Then what I'm going to do is, using a pair of hobby cutters, I'm going to be trimming off the excess of one of these figures. Now, these are really cool because they come and you can see that they're kind of already divided up. What you can do is you can bend them a little bit backwards and forwards like so, and we can get our figure free. And once we've done that, I'm then going to use the hobby cutters, as I say, to cut off any of the excess. And I'll just quickly give you a demonstration of how this is going to go. So I'm just cutting off essentially the big pieces off the corners that we don't need for this. And we're trying to get it as close to the figure as possible. And the reason for that being is that we're going to want this to fit on my 20mm by 10mm base. So I'm going to finish this up and then we'll come back for step two. So step two, now I've got my figure cleaned up, I've got my base ready, I'm going to use some liquid super glue to fix my figure onto the base. So I'll do that now and we'll come back for step three. So now we have stuck the figure down to the base, it's time for step three, which is to sand the base. So for this, I'm going to use some Mod Podge glue, or PVA will work, and some sharp sand using just the fine stuff. And I'm going to put some glue around the figure or around the bit of metal that is on the base and just basically make a smoother transition between the base and the figure. So I'm going to get on with that and we'll come back for step four. So now the sand is dried, let's move on to step four, painting the figure. So the next thing we need to do is prime the figure black, and I'll for this probably just use a paintbrush and paint on a black paint. This will be a black acrylic paint, and then from there, once dry, I'll then paint the figures just like I would any of my other figures that I've used for the battalions. Now, the other option is, before sanding the base in step three, you could prime the figure black, paint it, and then sand the base, but it is up to you. That's how I did it the first time around. This is how I'm doing it the second time. It is completely up to you at this point. But step 4, prime and paint the figure. So I'm going to go away and do that, and then I'll come back with the painted figure. So with the figure painted, it's now time for step 5. And the next bit is to paint the base. And for this, we're going to be using some Steel Legion Drab from Citadel. This is what I use for my base color, but obviously whatever you use for your base color is what you should use. And I'm going to carefully paint around the figure. I'm going to paint the whole of the base, the sanded area, and then I'm going to paint the edges. Some people don't paint the edges, some people paint them in different colors than the base color. It's completely up to you. But for me, I paint the whole thing in my base color. So I'm going to go away and do that. And once I've done that, we'll come back for the next step. So with the base now dried, it's been painted and it's dried, we're now going to move on to step 6. And step 6 is to give it a dry brush. Now I'm going to use the Terminatus Stone dry brush from Citadel for this. I'll give it a light dry brush, and then once we've done that, we'll be ready for step 7, the flocking. So on to step 7, and now that the dry brushing has been done, we're going to move on to the flocking. And for this, I'm going to be using some Woodland Scenics fine turfs, the first being burnt grass and the second being green grass. And I'm just going to add a little bit onto the base to make it fit in with the other units that I have previously done, so that it should be a smooth transition. And then we'll come back. Now, when we come back, we're going to go over to the turntable, and I'm going to show you some of my units with these casualty figures in place, and we'll see how they look all together. So, we'll be back in a moment. So welcome to the turntable, and here we have one of the battalions that I've previously painted. Now I'm going to demonstrate very quickly how in a game we might take this unit and we might show that they are shaken or disrupted or disordered, I should say, based on how many bases. So let's imagine that they've been in combat, they've taken a bit of damage. What I'd do is I'd take one of the units out, I'd move the other two to the center, and I would put on one side a plain base, and then on the other side I would place my casualty marker. And that way very quickly we can start to see that this unit is now not at its full strength. It's down to only 2 bases. And likewise, depending on the rule set and depending on what we would need, whether we need shaken, maybe shaken is 1 casualty, maybe disordered is 2. So I've got a couple of options for that. We could either take out this plain token here and add in another casualty. So we'll just very quickly show what that looks like so. Or we could even take out this casualty here as well as I can. I think I'm going to have to just tip it, hope for the best. We could put back in the blank one, take out the other one, and we could replace a single casualty with a double casualty token. And that might be a better way of showing that they've got to that disordered state. Now, I suppose you could even go as far as to remove a second base and leave a casual one unit behind, maybe the colours party command team, and then you could add in additional casualties depending on what the unit can take, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of different possibilities with this, and I think it'll work really nicely for what I'm after, which is essentially to depict the state of a unit without having to put additional tokens or markers next to or behind the base, and this keeps it very compact. Now, obviously, Bacchus, or I shouldn't say obvious because not everybody knows, but Bacchus within the casualty markers pack also does some cavalry casualties. So I'll be doing some of those for my cavalry battalions, regiments, however we're call them. I think they're regiments at that level. So I'll be doing some for them. They might need to be on 20mm by 20mm bases, which means I will be sort of taking off. I think it's 3 cavalry figures per 20mm base. And replace that with a casualty marker, but that's okay. That's that should still work. But I think as this idea goes, it works. I'm quite pleased with it, and I think it looks really quite effective. Gives you the idea that the battalion is down in its strength. So there we have it. The casualty markers and how I've made them and what they look like in terms of gameplay. And obviously, depending on how I use them, will be dependent on which rule set I'm using. So that's it for this week's episode. It was hopefully a relatively quick one, but showing again another part of the project which is a little bit different to the standard just painting figures. Now next week is the week just prior to Christmas. I think we are getting ever so closer, and I've got a little bit of a surprise on the way. We're going to be diving back into a battle report. I know it's been a long time since we've done one, so if you're interested, definitely check that video out. And I will be back on Wednesday for another live stream, possibly that will be the last before Christmas, so do check that out if you are around. That'll be 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. And as always, thank you for your support. It is really appreciated, and the channel is going from strength to strength because of it. So a massive, massive thank you from me. And until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.